I think we're what, as a country, like $39 trillion in debt or something.
Who even know? That's all fake at this point.
I think, money's fake. Money's kind of a scam.
Yes. It doesn't even exist anymore. It's just on a screen.
Yeah. It's just.
It's all fake. Everything is fake.
Everything is fake.
All right, guys, quick question. How are my Shady Rays basically the same quality as the $200 sunglasses I used to buy? And I'm not exaggerating. They feel every bit as premium as the expensive brands I have owned. Meanwhile, I'm wearing Shady Rays to the lake, on the boat, at the game, on the job site. I'm wearing them right now in the studio. Because if I drop them in the ocean, they replace them, knock them off the dock, they'll replace them, sit on them day one, they will replace them. And here's the crazy part, they're actually premium. Polarized lenses that cut glare hard, super clear optics, durable frames with solid hinges, clean, classic styles that look sharp without trying too hard. If you're outside, on the water, in the sun, driving every day, you need shades that actually perform. Go to ShadyRays.com, grab a pair, and get sunglasses with lost and broken protection. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to ShadyRays.com and use code MACRO for 40% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Welcome into Macro Dosing. Today is Tuesday, March 24th. I am here, Big T. I'm here with Chief. We have Madeline and Mackenzie here. Neither of our other 2 guys are here today. PFT, I think, is on some sort of vacation. I don't even know where he's at.
No, I think they're with PMT and somewhere.
Yeah, they're in Scottsdale or something.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like a group vacation type deal.
Oh, is this Max's bachelor party?
No, because that's in Vegas.
Okay, so maybe this is.
I thought it was a spring break thing.
Maybe a
Are they?
golf
But maybe
thing?
they're doing work stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
There's probably golf involved if Hank's there.
I think they're filming stuff.
Yeah, PFT's gone.
Maybe some baseball spring training content.
Spring training's over. Season starts Thursday.
I know. I have a
Wednesday for the
Netflix
Giants
game.
Yankees?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I
think
don't like what? Starting too early?
Starting in March.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. There should be like a hard, fast rule that baseball can't start until they can't have opening day until the tournament's over. And then I also think that they should run it. They should run opening day how March Madness does Thursday and Friday, where it's on 4 different channels. You can do quad box. They're cutting the highlights and just
They
like
kind of do that
not
now.
really. I mean, they're starting with Netflix, one game.
Yeah,
They
but most of the games on Thursday are all like, they're spaced out.
I think they should just own that day, and everybody should start on the same day, and you should have half the league schedule start at 1 o'clock and half the league schedule start in prime time, and maybe a 4 o'clock slate for the West Coast teams. And then they're also like Wrigley Field shouldn't be open in March. That's so stupid. It's going to be 35 degrees.
I thought it was going to be pretty nice.
I don't know. I made the 35
There
degrees
will
part
be
up.
35-degree days.
Yes.
I think Thursday it's supposed to be nice.
I feel like there's enough dome teams. And
High
enough,
of 55.
That's not bad. What about the next week? Probably fucking cold again.
Well, there's a low of 30 on Thursday as well.
Also
but,
cold. That was such a kick in the balls, too. On Saturday, we had such a nice day, and you look at the forecast, and it's like, oh, it's supposed to be 70 again tomorrow. Wrong.
Yep,
It
that was the only day.
It was 70 at midnight, so they counted it, and then the temperatures plummeted.
I don't know that I went outside on Saturday. I think I stayed in and watched basketball the entire day.
I was out for a bit. It was nice.
Yeah, the 4 days, and I love college basketball. I love the NCAA tournament. Once you get to Sunday,
You basketballed out?
I'm dragging.
Yeah.
And UT played Friday, Sunday, which I guess gave me a little boost on Sunday that I otherwise would not have had. But by the time I get to Sunday morning, I'm just like, man, we really got to do this again, huh?
Yeah, I almost don't want to say this out loud because I feel like it's sacrilegious.
No, say it, because
the tournament doesn't hit for me the way that it did 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were going to say that, but
What did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say maybe we space out these games a little more.
No, I mean they're spaced out. There's no games again until Thursday. You can
Well,
rest
I know,
up.
but I'm saying we did what, 48 games in 4 days.
Yeah. I think the format's pretty good, but it's just like I don't know. I used to be able to tell you every coach, every player, I'm throwing darts. Like I pick my bracket the same way my sisters do. They'll be like, "Oh, I have a friend who went to North Carolina. Oh, I like the Washington's colors are purple and gold. I like that." I'm not really doing anything different. Like I don't know anything
Well,
about
then
this sport.
that's just because you're not watching.
Correct.
So if you watched all year, you would like it more.
I don't think so. I think I'm not watching all year because I don't like it as much as I used to.
Yeah, I guess that's a chicken egg thing.
I'd rather watch hockey. I'd rather watch soccer. I'd rather like the Thursday Nottingham Forest had a Europa League game against Michelin. Denmark.
Oh, Midget Land. No, we played them one time.
Yeah. Got the dub, not the brag.
Yeah.
But I was like, everyone in the whole world and everyone in this office was crammed into the 2 rooms. I was up in my office watching the soccer on my computer by myself because it's just like I care about this more than whatever's going on.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I still like it. I still watched a bunch on Sunday.
This second round was
incredible.
Awesome.
It was great. Iowa, like great stories, good games. St. John's at the buzzer, all that kind of stuff. Great, entertaining. But I'm just not. And I also don't have a team I care about at all, which might be part of it. Like you're always Vols 100% of the time. I don't.
4th straight Sweet 16.
Yeah, pretty good. This is the Rick Barnes
playing in Chicago.
That's basically a Rick Barnes national champion.
No.
If he gets
no,
to the
you're
Sweet
doing
16,
a dumb thing. Tennessee being in the Sweet 16 every single year.
It's a dynasty.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's dynasty.
We're one of the best programs in the country.
Agreed, dynasty.
And we're about to go to a 3rd straight Elite 8.
Who do you have?
Iowa State.
Oh, you're not going to beat Iowa State. I watch enough of both those teams. Iowa State's a problem.
Name 3 players on Iowa State.
They got the big white kid.
Okay.
They got the little...
Milan Momcilovic, one of the best shooters in the country.
Yeah. Who's the other white kid that dunks all over the place?
I'm not sure.
Look, it doesn't matter if I don't know the players.
Their best player might be out. Josh Jefferson.
Oh, yeah, he was hurt in that game. But I got eyeballs, and I can look at Tennessee, and I can look at Iowa State.
I guess we'll find out.
We will find out.
Mad Dog, sorry that
it's okay.
I know you were devastated.
I was. I got to have a lot of fun during the playing game.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah.
You know, everyone needs that.
Yeah.
A little bit of fun and then reality kicks in.
We had a March Madness win, technically.
That is technically true.
That is true.
And that's more than we could say pretty much every other year.
Set a record in the game.
Which was? Most white boys?
Most 3-point attempts in a March Madness tournament
that's
game
all
ever.
they can do.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, did you watch the game?
Shot 43
all
threes.
they did
I knew they took a ton. I didn't know it was the most.
And the one kid, I believe it's Peter Suter, all his 3-point shots have no arc. They just
like the Ray Allen.
They just go straight in.
Yeah.
It was very fun. And I got to experience that, and that's kind of all I need. You know what? I'm happy that my friend is happy because my team is not as good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you see Tennessee is the only team in the history of the NCAA tournament to play their first 2 games against teams with 30 wins?
No.
Yeah.
Did not see that. Oh, hang another banner.
Yeah. Beat both of them.
Yeah.
And Jacoby Gillespie, one of only 3 players to have 50 points and 15 assists in their first 2 tournament games. Do you know the other 2?
Say it again.
50 points and 15 assists in the first 2 games of the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
One is easy. Had like a historic tournament run.
How recently?
This century.
This century?
Yeah.
Historic tournament run. Can I say Darren Williams?
It's more recent than that.
More recent than I'm out.
Think like best run by a point guard in an NCAA tournament in the last 20 years.
In the last 20 years. Best run by, I don't know.
Kimball Walker.
Okay.
In 2011. And the other one was Billy Donovan.
Providence College.
Was that for Rick Barnes, or did he play for Pitino?
He played for Pitino.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Barnes might have been like the next year.
Really? I always just associated Barnes just like popped up at Texas one day. That's when I started realizing who he was.
Rick Barnes coached at Providence from 1988 to 1994.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, he followed Pitino. But yeah, great tournament. Shout out to High Point. Those guys were fun to watch.
They were.
I guess we lacked like a true Cinderella, which I actually think is going to continue to get worse as time goes on.
But we were talking about this on the stretch. When I was a kid, there's just we went through an insane run with like Wichita State, VCU, George Mason, Loyola, where we were getting them all the time. Butler. Before that, it was like a Cinderella just meant making the Sweet 16. You know, like
Sure, but I think even those are going to be
you think so?
fewer and farther between.
But would you count Iowa as a Cinderella now?
Iowa? No.
Yeah, they're a
they have one of
9
the best
seed.
coaches in the country. They have an awesome player. They're a power You can't.
They
be a-
haven't made the Sweet 16 in 17 years or whatever.
You can't be a Cinderella from a power conference.
Okay.
Cinderella is a school that you don't know where it is.
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
High Point was.
Yeah,
I mean, they played Arkansas down to the wire. Like
They did.
They were a really good team.
Yeah,
But
you're talking like a Florida Gulf Coast and things like that. Okay.
Yeah. I think to be a Cinderella, you only have to win one game to be a Cinderella, but a Cinderella run, you have to get to the Sweet 16, and you have to be a 12 seed or higher.
All right. How about this? If Iowa makes the Final Four, is that a Cinderella run?
No.
No?
It's an incredible tournament. Cinderella has to be a High Point, a Fairleigh Dickinson, a George Mason.
Mid-major.
Yeah.
Okay.
And another thing that I've seen a lot of people point out is we have so many metrics now that accurately rank these teams 1 to 350 that the missed seedings that used to happen that would lead to some of that don't
Yeah, that's a
happen
good
anymore.
point.
Like Wichita State in 2011 or 12, whatever year that was,
Yeah.
they'd have been a 4 seed.
Okay. And what were they instead of 12 or 13?
No, they weren't that high. They were a 7 or 8.
Okay. I have another. Speaking of analytics, I think there's too much analytics.
Okay.
Like, I don't like being a baseball fan. Like, I don't need to
Wichita
know.
State was a 9 in 2013. when they
Okay.
went to the Final Four.
But I don't want to know about XWABA and all these different statistics and all like there's just too much. Like, there's too many stats.
Do you know what XWOBA is?
No.
Expected weighted on base average.
Yeah,
You should look into it. It's a good stat.
No, but why do I
Because
need to know that?
It accurately, it more accurately reflects a player's offensive worth than a lot of traditional statistics. WRC plus is the one you should look at.
Weighted runs created
Plus.
plus.
Yeah.
What's the plus?
I don't know, but that is a 100 is always baseline. The average player in Major League Baseball. So
Now-
if a player has a 128, you know he's 28% better than the average player.
All right. I think the advanced stats do lend themselves to baseball the best.
Agreed.
But like, if I have to look at PFF rankings and it's just
PFF's fake. Don't ever look at PFF.
Okay. But like
PFF's
you
fake.
understand my point is that they grade
Yeah.
out they have their metrics. Hockey, I think, is the most egregious.
Hockey, they throw me numbers, and granted, I'm not the biggest hockey guy in the world, but when I see like a hockey analytics chart,
Yeah.
I mean, they've got stuff up there that it may as well be in French.
But it's just like there's so many variables. Like, you can't have like a WAR equivalent in hockey. Like, it just doesn't. It does not work. Who you're out on the ice with, when you're out on the ice, where like there's are your chances coming at the end of a shift? Are they against the other team's best players? Are you playing with other good players? Like, there's just too many variables. And then there's all these people who, like, I remember I got into like a big internet fight about Seth Jones when the Blackhawks traded for him. And there was like Seth Jones was like Seward here on the internet before he even laced up his skates, because everyone was like, this guy had created a chart that said it's like red was good and blue was bad. And Seth Jones had too much blue on this little PDF. And it's like, oh, well, he sucks. What a terrible trade. And like, he had a hard time with the Blackhawks because the Blackhawks sucked. And then they trade him to the Panthers. And what do you know? He's awesome. It's just because you have to have good players around you to have your metrics reflected. So if your metrics can only reflect the whole team, then don't give me individual player metrics, because they just don't matter. They can't matter.
Yeah, hockey's a weird one too, because like the stats are just so different than other sports that like it's like plus minus is a huge deal.
No,
like,
plus minus, people don't use that.
We don't care anymore?
No, and that one does kind of make a little bit of sense to me. I think it makes sense.
I always thought it was a dumb stat.
I think it's a good stat over an entire season, maybe, because you have enough data points. But plus minus, it's in a game, you might have, if you're -2, but you lost 2-0, but you played 25 minutes. It's just like you could step on the ice, the other team could be scoring a goal, and it's like, well, whatever.
Right.
I think over time, with a full season worth of data, if you're -30, that's not the best thing.
Sure.
But if it's over like a game or two here or there, like, I just don't think it's reflective of how you play.
Okay, well, that's how much I follow the hockey analytics.
Well,
you
you should actually. I'm sorry I told you this, because I don't want you to look into it further. I don't want you to know.
I promise I won't.
Thank you.
The extent of my hockey knowledge is I know the Preds have won 4 or 5 in a row.
They're hot.
We're back. Yeah, we're back.
I think you're in a playoff spot right now.
I think they're tied for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Mad Dog, Mackenzie, I know y'all have used BetterHelp. You say it's great. It's great to help with stress and everything. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I use BetterHelp. It's great. They match you with a therapist, and if it doesn't work out, you can get another one. I think it's good to just talk about your stress or your anxiety sometimes, and just to be able to have somebody, like an unbiased opinion, to like talk about it is very helpful for me, at least.
Yeah, I think everyone should go to therapy. I think therapy is a great option for everyone to have. And BetterHelp makes it easier for everyone. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go anywhere. You know, everyone should do it. I am a huge proponent of therapy, and we're going to make it easier for you to get it.
Love that. It can be challenging to make time for therapy. BetterHelp makes scheduling and attending your weekly sessions easy because it's all online. You can do phone, video, or message chat according to your schedule. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 6 million people globally, and it works. With an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. If your therapist isn't the right fit, you can switch anytime, easily, and at no extra cost. Prioritize your well-being with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/dose to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dose. Enough sports. We got to talk about this TSA business.
Bro.
Has anyone here been to an airport? Mad Dog, you didn't fly over there.
No, we specifically drove because we didn't want to deal with the airports.
Yeah.
Which was ended up being the right decision.
I saw this morning in Atlanta, the line was outside. Which, in the Atlanta airport, the security is not right when you get to the front door. You get to baggage claim, then you walk through like some shops and stuff, and then there's the security line, and it snakes for quite a while before you even get to where the baggage claim could be a possibility.
So my dad has to go to Atlanta for meetings this week. He's driving from Chicago because he's just like, I'm not doing it. So he's driving to Nashville and then staying overnight, and then Nashville to Atlanta.
So Nashville, I think, is like 8 from here, and then Atlanta's another 4.
Yeah. So it's like 11 or 12 hours. I'm sure he'll be stepping on it. But it's like, would you rather do that, or would you rather? He's like, I was like, that's kind of crazy because he's 70, and he's like, no, I need time where I can just think. I won't be able to think in the airport. I just want to look at the windshield and think about things. I'm like, all right, well, God bless.
And I feel that, but once I hit like 6, I'm like, I really wish I wasn't driving anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why he's breaking it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't blame him. I've got Sydney Wells' wedding in what's today's date? We'll call it 7 weeks. Flying into Atlanta. I'm already being like, maybe we should cancel the flights and just drive.
It's not going to be that long, right?
I don't know. They might still be in the people in these tweets that you sent today might still be in security.
Yeah.
It was an hour and 53-minute wait at 6 a.m.
Or it could be like this, where it was like they open up, but then they shut down again for whatever reason. Like we had this 3 months ago.
What is going on?
Sean Duffy, I hate you.
The guy from Real World?
It's the Secretary of Transportation.
Well, they're calling out of work, right?
I don't know.
They're like, we're not showing up.
Well, they're not getting paid.
Well, that's another reason we should privatize it. But
that we're not here for that right now, though.
Privatize what?
TSA.
TSA.
How about I'll do you one better? Let's just not have it. Let's just get rid of TSA.
I'm listening.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm on board, but I'm listening.
Okay. So, because like this is the whole thing where it's like, oh, like if you don't want to go through TSA, you just get, clear or whatever. You can skip the line. Enough of this. It's been 25 years since we've had a major airline incident, and there was nothing really before that. Make everybody just walk through a metal detector or whatever, scan your passport, and be on your way.
I mean, how is that different than what we're doing now?
Because you're taking your shoes off. You
don't have to do that anymore.
Sometimes you do. Don't start the Eddie. I can't do this anymore.
No, you don't have to take them off anymore.
The bins are a problem. You're
Okay.
X-raying everything, and I would say that now that you lock the cabin doors, good. But like, is there any more of a threat on a bus or a train than there is on an airplane?
Well, I've thought that as well. You just
Yeah.
walk right onto an Amtrak,
Mhm.
Right.
and I'm
I get
like, I
freaked
mean,
out by
someone
that
could blow
sometimes.
this up right now. I want there to be some, level of security, but also, like, I think we could find somebody. Like, why? Let's just let Clear run it. Clear, bring in your metal detectors, and let's do that. Because right now we have it tied to the government, which makes sense in theory.
Mm-hmm.
Because they, the FAA runs the airports and stuff. But, like, I mean, we can't have this.
This is the disaster.
The only thing with Chief's point is I do feel it's similar to the vaccine issue. Not obviously not really, but where people don't give their kids vaccines because they're like, well, there is no people don't have measles anymore. It's like, well, people don't have measles anymore because we have vaccines that eradicate measles. I fear if we take away TSA, they're like, well, bombings don't happen on planes anymore. Is that because we have TSA though?
Maybe.
TSA is pretty ineffective, though. I think I saw they don't catch like 60-something% of weapons that go through.
Yeah.
How?
They're bad.
They
at
catch
their
my
job.
hairspray, but they can't catch a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
I don't think it's guns. I think it's,
Like knives or something?
Yeah, but
Still.
Yeah. I don't know. And I don't know enough about the measles. I can't remember what I was watching. But maybe it was just a TikTok where they were showing an old clip from the Brady Bunch talking about the measles and about how, like, it was just nothing. Like, oh, I got the measles, stay home. I got a fever, and then you're back. So I don't even, what do you even happens when you get the measles?
I don't know because I had the measles vaccine.
Yeah, I didn't have that. I think when was that around? Because I didn't have the chickenpox one either because it came out after I was older. I remember like getting the chickenpox when I was 4.
Measles is a highly contagious viral infection causing high fever, cough, red watery eyes, and a spreading skin rash, mostly affecting unvaccinated children.
But like, do you die?
I'm sure that you don't. I mean, I'm sure there are cases where people die.
Okay.
I don't think it's like a fatal thing, but I'm sure as most illnesses, there are obviously complications.
Probably cases, yeah.
undercover investigators working for the Department of Homeland Security's Office of the Inspector General managed to sneak fake guns, knives, and explosives through checkpoints earlier this year, getting the mock weapons through 70% of the time. The unclassified summary noted, quote, "We identified vulnerabilities within TSA's screener performance, screening equipment, and associated procedures." So they're not stopping 70% of weapons anyway. Then they just decide, we're not working anymore. Let's find somebody that'll do this correctly.
Well, they're not getting paid, so why would they work?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If
Right.
we don't have it tied to every government shutdown that happens every 2 months, then they'd be getting paid.
What do they get paid? What is
I can't imagine.
What
It's
does
good.
TSA cost nationally every year?
So you're asking
Like,
what
what's
is the
the
TSA
budget?
budget?
I'm going to guess
Okay.
we spend $42 billion on TSA.
You'd be shocked. You're getting a deal.
Really?
11.8 billion for fiscal year 2025.
Okay.
So this is funding security operations such as 5.5 billion for the frontline screening workforce and 98.5 million for exit lanes. How the fuck can an exit lane be almost 100 million? What does that mean? What's an exit lane? Just so you're standing there putting your shoes back on?
No, I
Grabbing
think
your
that's when you're leaving the airport and they're like, this is last stop. You can't
no
go back.
re-entry.
That costs $100 million a
Those
year?
people
Maybe
just sit
the
there.
people who sit there. Yeah,
Ah.
probably. So think of how many airports. Each of those guys is making
Multiple exits.
55 grand.
Yeah. See, how much does it
All right.
say?
All right, T, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that it is privatized and Clear or some other agency comes in to run it. Would you then be okay, in theory, with, for your bag charges, or you're baking another $5 because they're saying it's $5.50 per one-way trip is how much it costs for TSA.
They're saying that's what it breaks down to per passenger.
That's what it said,
Okay.
yeah. So if they just bake that into your, as a line
Yeah, I mean, with
item,
every fee an airline has, throw that in there, nobody will even notice.
that's what I'm saying.
It's already exorbitant
I agree.
as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would pay that to never have to worry about waiting in a 7-hour line.
Yeah, I would too. And I'm already paying. I already do the Clear. Clear is, I think I just got the bill, is like $209 a year, something like that.
Yeah, I actually have to renew mine.
So-
When you because is there not a TSA fee now? I feel like I've seen TSA somewhere when you look at an airline ticket and like what it breaks down to. Let me see if I can find on these ones I have right now. I feel like there's something in there that says TSA.
Let's see if I just bought the tickets for Sydney's wedding, so let's see.
Like you're saying from the airlines? There's
Yeah,
a
like when
TSA
you buy a
fee?
ticket and there's all the
The
taxes
taxes
and fees and stuff
yeah.
in there. There's something that says TSA.
Gotcha. wouldn't be shocked by
Taxes
that.
and carrier imposed fees. It doesn't break down what the carrier imposed fees are.
I just sent myself a receipt of the flight I have coming up. Let's see if I can get into it. I don't know why you won't show me the receipt on your app and I have to email it to myself. You could just show me this part.
Mine doesn't do a line item. It just says taxes. It's $155.34 plus taxes and carrier imposed fees totaling $27.05.
Okay, so on my ticket, I have a U.S. transportation tax. That's $43. I have a U.S. flight segment tax. That's $10. I have a passenger civil aviation security service fee. That's $11.20. And you know what? The TSA budget is largely funded by a $5.60 per one-way trip passenger fee. Multiply that by 2. What is that? That's $11.20.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly what that is.
So then what the fuck?
So when you pay your passenger civil aviation security service fee, that's $11.20. That is the exact amount they've calculated that it costs to run TSA.
So-
You're already paying that.
So then, okay. So then why aren't they being paid? This is what I mean. We're like,
because it's through the government. And the government is shut down in quotation marks. They're still taking my money last I checked, but they're shut down.
yeah. But then but this is one of those things where it's like the government is shut down. But if it's already funded by the people who use it,
Correct.
then why would it be shut down? Just put it in a separate bucket.
And this is
the
why
military
it
is
should
in
be run by someone who will do it correctly.
But the military is in a separate bucket. I'm pretty sure every
Yeah.
time I open my phone, I'm seeing things that the military is still very active. So if the government is shut down, to just put this in a separate bucket and then just draw from their own funds, which we are currently paying.
Yeah, I'm looking on this ticket. I'm paying $72 in some sort of tax that says United States on it,
God damn.
broken down into 4 different categories. So figure this out. Is there?
Figure it out.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I.
they'd be at work if they worked for Clear. So
But it's like that's where it's like this is only an excuse when they want it to be an excuse, because when they need the funds for things that they want to do, they're always there.
Seems like the
Right.
funds for Iran are aplenty.
They're humming.
Yeah.
They got plenty. Gas prices keep going up though.
Right.
I paid
Groceries.
a ridiculous amount for gas the other day.
I had to go out to my parents' house on Saturday, and I always like try to time up my trips when my gas tank's running low so I can have that nice suburban gas price get out of Cook
I
County.
do too.
It was $4.45 in like a farm town.
Well, I messed up and I needed to get gas the other day around here. I was like, I couldn't go another day without doing it. And I went to the gas station around the corner. It was $4.70.
Yeah,
Oh
insane.
my
The one by
God.
my house is $5.19.
Holy shit.
I always try to do it when I'm like going to church or somewhere out in the suburbs, or I'll go to Costco, but I had to get it here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's infuriating.
Very.
I've been avoiding plane travel because I have a flight in 2 weeks. I'm terrified.
Yep. You know what? Let's just stay home. Like, if the government's going on strike, I'm going on strike.
I
I'm
like
just not
that.
paying anything.
I
I'm
like
staying
that.
home. I'm not spending any money. Fuck you guys.
I
I'm
like
out.
It's impossible.
Don't make me start making my own food. You want me to grow? Do you know it's illegal to grow your own wheat? Someone was telling me that.
Wheat?
Can we?
That can't be accurate.
Like for bread?
Yes.
Huh.
I don't know, but I'm calling cap.
Let me see.
Calling cat.
Colin Cap or Nick.
Okay. However, large quantities is restricted under federal law regarding production quotas, and saving seeds from protected patented varieties is illegal.
I'm seeing that it's not
So-
illegal.
Yeah, so you can grow.
There's patented wheat.
There's patented everything.
That's true.
Okay, so because they do the GMO, and then they own that genetic material. This was like a big scandal controversy, because since the beginning of time, farmers would keep some seeds for next year's crop. Now they can't, because if you retain seeds from like corn or whatever, Monsanto or these big ag companies will be like, hey, you're stealing our IP. You have to buy that from us. So you can't just retain seeds from your previous year's harvest to replant, which is the basis of agriculture since the beginning of time, because that they will claim that they have sued and won, saying that farmers are stealing their IP.
So you pay
buy
to
the
use
seeds.
it once.
Correct.
And then you have to use it. It's a use it or lose it
Right.
type deal.
So, but historically, forever, you would keep a percentage of your seeds to replant for next year's harvest, because you obviously always have, if you have a bushel of corn or a thing of corn, well, that's all just seeds on the outside with a little germ. So you would keep that, and you can make another whole field of corn with like a bushel of corn. But now they will sue you for not rebuying it, because it's like, well, we own the IP on that seed, so we own that seed. So if you didn't buy it from us directly, then you're in violation of our patents by growing your own corn.
Okay.
It does say on here, did you say this, that specifically over 15 acres it requires government certification?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that makes sense if you're running like a large commercial farm, that you'd be subject to the
Why?
the FDA or whatever.
Well,
I'm not saying I think that's great. I'm just saying that
I
makes
think you
sense.
should be, if you want to ensure that it's a safe product, but I think this is more about like price controls.
Sure.
Which I don't like that. This is America, goddammit.
We got a lot of gripes that all go back to one spot.
Yeah.
Man.
This is supposed to be a nation of farmers. Ever read about Thomas Jefferson?
Yep. Yeah, I'm worried about that 6 a.m. flight out of my bachelor party if this thing still keeps going.
If this thing is still rocking by the time it's your bachelor party.
When's your bachelor party?
May 1st?
Oh, you're in big trouble, dude.
Yeah.
What?
I'll just have to go straight from the casino night before.
These people might still be in line.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market no matter what happens on the court. Because this isn't a tournament you bet and forget, it's one you react to. With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen, you're betting what's happening. Possession by possession, play by play, live lines, props, next play outcomes. As the chaos unfolds, the bracket will break, so don't just watch the unexpected, bet it. New to DraftKings, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code MACRO, that's code MACRO, to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what I'd do if I showed up at the airport and they were like, yeah, the line's 5 hours.
Like, what would you do?
Because I'm not standing in
Yeah.
that. I'm not, I just wouldn't do it. I don't know what I'd do. And I had to be somewhere.
I saw a tweet that maybe I'm dumb for agreeing, but it's like, who's getting on these planes? If the TSA line is 4 hours long, are these planes just leaving with like half filled?
Oh, yeah.
They don't wait.
Airlines run empty planes all the time because they have to run a certain amount of flights out of airports to like maintain their spots.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll just run empty flights all the time.
That seems wasteful.
Because the flight has to leave in order. So if you're Southwest, and you want to be at, they just went into Knoxville's airport.
Okay.
So if you want to maintain your relationship with that airport or whatever, you have to have a certain number of flights take off and land,
even if there's no real demand for it.
Correct. So they will run empty flights because they've already budgeted the cost of that flight anyway. They don't care. So they're all credit card companies anyway. That's another thing we could talk about. So the plane just leaves empty and comes back. I think some of them they do intentionally. Look this up. I think they will intentionally run some empty planes for that reason.
But I guess I don't understand the so it's more valuable just to theoretically have a spot at the Knoxville airport than to and you make up the difference in that, it's more valuable just.
I guess so. Yeah. Here's an article from 2022. Thousands of planes are flying empty and no one can stop them is the headline. A pre-pandemic policy on airport usage is pressuring airlines to keep ghost flights in the air. The climate impact is massive. So I guess this is a climate thing, but that is a thing.
Well, but okay. Now, this might be a stupid question. Are there any airports that are not owned by municipalities?
Isn't like really small ones?
I don't know.
Like any major airports?
I mean, yeah, everyone I've gone to, it's always, the mayor is on the loudspeaker.
Yeah. No major commercial airports in the United States are almost exclusively publicly owned and operated. Huh. Yeah, I don't think there's an answer to this problem.
In January 2022, analysis from Greenpeace claimed that more than 100,000 ghost flights would sail over European skies this winter.
Damn, how do I get on one of those?
Yeah.
And are you even allowed to buy tickets on those?
No, I think some of them they just do that.
So then you probably don't have to staff it either. So you probably
you just have to have the pilots, I guess.
Well,
but do you remember that analysis that came out a couple years ago about, I think it was specifically Delta, but it's pretty much every airline now is just a credit card company that runs flights.
No, explain that.
Oh, like they don't make money on flying people.
It's just points.
They actually might lose a little bit.
And it's just
all
interest?
Credit cards. Like Delta is a credit card company.
And why is everything a credit card company? So if I go into J. Crew and they're like,
would
well,
you like our credit card?
No, actually I wouldn't. Okay, and I don't care if you can give me one time 25% off this sweater I'm about to buy. It's just like, who cares? Like, why are they pushing that every single time you check out? That must be such a core part of their business. What is the national credit card debt up to?
Oh, there's no telling. I'll guess this too, but I'm going to be, it's got to be trillions. I'm going to say it's $17 trillion.
Okay, you're way off.
He's not off with the T part.
He's not off with the T part. He's off with the number, though.
1.28 trillion.
Okay.
A 5.5% increase year over year.
The average debt per borrower is around $6,300.
That's crazy.
Lord.
I don't understand. Like,
I'm terrified of credit cards.
Me too. I have one begrudgingly because I
Yeah.
paid off my student loans and they tanked my credit score because I no longer had debt. You want to talk about a scam? Let's just do scams. We're doing scams today.
This is like, I've argued with, like, because I don't use them. I have my debit card where I'll do cash, and I have a credit card, obviously, but like, I don't like to use it. And they're like, well, just pay it off every month and you get your points. I don't fucking want to participate in that system.
But the
Like,
I don't
points,
either. But that's how they get you. No, the points are bullshit. You get, for every $1,000 you spend, you get 10
Oh,
cents.
you gotta get the right card.
It's a load of shit. And I vividly remember the morning that I got an email. It was like, your credit score dropped 112 points.
You're like,
because I paid off my student loans. And I was I was so mad. I was so viscerally angry. And
it's like, because I did the right thing,
correct.
You're penalizing me.
Yes. So I finally, against my will, got one credit card, and I pay it off daily.
Daily?
Yes. Like every time it comes up, it's like, you owe $47. I pay it. Like I don't even I can't fathom spending money on a credit card that I didn't have. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
And it's like this whole thing with like credit scores in general. Because like now I'm house hunting again, right? And it's like they didn't even have credit scores is like a modern idea. Credit cards weren't widely used until the late 80s. So like our parents were buying homes and they would just have to show that they had money in the bank, show their, your W-2s and, your latest employment statement.
Which they can still do, by the way.
Not only can they still do, they do still do. Because I just had to send in all these documents to get pre-approved. And then it's always, then they have your credit score as well. And then, so I use one guy in particular my mortgage guy. And then he gets you approved or whatever. But I noticed the thing, like my credit score dropped 43 points.
That's
And it's
outrageous.
because why does it drop? Because they're checking to see if I can be approved. And it's like nothing has changed. And it's just, but the fact that they look at it drops your credit
This
score.
actually is, I think it's the biggest scam we got going.
It might be. It might just be.
And we live in a world of scams. This is the biggest one.
But make that make sense. Like you paying off a debt, that's good. Objectively
Yes,
good.
I was very happy about it.
As you should be.
That I didn't.
I don't think your bank said this to you, so I'm going to say congratulations
Thank
on
you.
paying off your student
Thank
loans.
you. And that I paid it off. You know, I didn't have to carry that into my 30s and 40s like a lot
Right.
of people do. I'm very sympathetic to that. And they just immediately, you know what? Fuck
you.
Yeah.
We're not going to get extra money out of you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I mean, they will just. Yeah. The credit score is the worst thing we got going.
How did everything get so fucked? I feel like everything is like, when you're presenting this, and this is a thing that has to be, it's used by everyone. And then there's multiple, like my credit score went down 43 points because I had one lender check my score. If you're one of these people that are using multiples, then you have 3, 4, 5 pings on your credit report, you get tanked a ton.
And that's
then
what it's for, by the way. When they
Correct.
use it for its sole intended purpose,
Right.
it drops. How is that legal?
That's what I mean. Like, who is in charge? Who's in charge
I'd like
of
to
this?
know. I'd love to know. It's nobody that we voted for, I'll tell you that.
It might be.
No,
Probably is.
the people that are in charge of this, you'll never know their
Not
names.
us. No.
But they're still, but it's still like, we'll never know their names, the people who are in charge of it, but they're getting appointed by people who we probably
Correct.
voted for.
Okay, so
And you guys too.
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this didn't come about a year ago.
Okay, so
yeah, no, they're all fucked up.
There's only one party in this country. That's like,
it's up versus, or it's
Yes.
upper class versus the rest of us.
correct. We need a class-based revolution.
You and Arian, Mike.
Yeah, buddy.
Credit scores, specifically the FICO score, which is the one that everyone uses,
Yeah.
were invented in 1956 by an engineer, Bill Fair. Fuck you, Bill Fair. And mathematician Earl Isaac, who founded Fair, Isaac and Company. They aim to create a standardized, objective, and data-driven system for lenders to evaluate borrower creditworthiness, replacing subjective assessments.
Which, on its surface, the way that's described, fine. You know?
Right.
But it's like this thing where it's like you get penalized for people looking at it.
Which is why it exists.
correct.
There are so many things we have in society right now that just we accept because they've existed for a long time.
Yes.
That if I pitched to you, you would look at me like I was the craziest person in the world. I have some of these would get me in trouble, but we accept a lot of shit that is if you were proposing it for the first time, you'd be a nut job.
Yeah. I think about that with all taxes. With all taxes.
It's one of them.
That's like how we founded this country. It was like, I'm not fucking paying taxes on that.
And then guess what? You pay the tax for the TSA. TSA not open. Fuck
Taxation
you.
without representation is theft.
Correct. I agree.
By the way, this is literally
But then
taxation
they're
without
gonna
representation. You're taxing me for an airline ticket, and I'm not even getting the fucking TSA agent.
Correct.
That actually is like,
And but then they'll say like you are represented. But I don't feel like
I don't feel represented.
I don't feel represented. I feel very disenfranchised. What was it's like a famous Supreme Court ruling where they're like corporations are people too.
That's the United Citizens United.
Citizens United. Which what a fuck name that is, because it's the opposite of that. It's
Right.
just Corporations United.
Wait, I don't get that one.
So basically, there's a Supreme Court ruling because there's always been limits on how much you can give to a candidate for a particular cause. Like Elon gave $400 million. 30 years ago, that would not have been allowed legally. There's a cap. And then they decided that that's when you had like the creation of super PACs. And because they're like spending your money they ruled that it's a form of free speech and it's political speech. So you should be allowed to spend whatever you want on different congressional or presidential races. and because that became a free speech issue, that the Supreme Court actually ruled that, yeah, like corporations are people too. So now, if you thought there were special interest problems before, now it's just like they have unlimited amounts of money to throw around like they could buy candidates. And like people, everyone sitting here, we have constraints with our money. We're competing for voices against major corporations in the political sphere, and it's just like this is how things get way off the rails.
Wait, did I hear you right? So this is basically like how super PACs can have the right to exist?
Without
Super PACs became legal in 2010 following the Supreme Court ruling in Citizens United versus Federal Election Commission.
They only became legal in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I remember when like I'd never heard that term until Romney was running against Obama in 12. And I was like, what is a super PAC? I had heard of like political action committee, a PAC, but then like super PACs became its own different thing.
Oh my God. It makes me sick to my freaking stomach.
Yeah. The Citizens United ruling, January 21st, 2010, determined that independent political spending is a form of free speech and protected by the First Amendment. So then they could just do whatever they wanted.
All right, what are more scams? What else are they getting us on? I mean, beside the obvious.
What's the obvious?
I mean, just, they get you on everything.
They do get you on everything.
You get your paycheck.
Yeah.
You've already paid taxes. Then you go to buy gas. You pay sales tax on that. Plus, there's a gas tax.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about the Chicago bottled water tax?
No, tell me about it, T.
Or the plastic bags. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I don't. And
7 cents.
15 at Trader Joe's.
15
That's so egregious. Okay, that's another
I
one.
paid 30 cents at Trader Joe's last night just so they could put my groceries in a freaking bag. Anyways.
Let me see. I have my receipt from the last time
and
I
I'm just too
bought
lazy
groceries.
to bring my reusable bag sometimes.
Well, and sometimes it's like I'm stopping on my way home from work and I didn't have time to bring my own bag.
I'm not. You shouldn't have to make that excuse.
Right.
I agree.
No, give me the grocery bags.
Now, I will say Whole Foods covers it for you, but they charge you an arm and a leg for everything else. But
well,
it's normally
I'm taking out a freaking loan for my Whole Foods anyways.
yeah.
My credit score is going up based on my Whole Foods attendance.
Yeah.
Because
for
of
real.
my loan that
Yeah.
I take out to get my Parmesan cheese from Whole Foods or whatever
It's
I get.
good parm though.
So
Look,
I
like
am.
Whole Foods.
I will only drink bottled water.
Okay.
Maybe that makes me an asshole. I don't know.
No,
I won't.
I buy like gallon jugs.
Yeah, I don't do. I won't do tap water. It's disgusting. I won't do it.
Not in this city.
I like Chicago tap water.
Okay.
Brita.
I bought the other day 2 24 packs of bottled water.
Okay.
It cost $6.98 for the 48 bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the Chicago bottled water tax on that is?
No.
$2.40.
What?
It's 30%. I don't know how that breaks down, but it was 30% of the purchase.
Yeah.
What is that? I'm already paying taxes on it. What is the bottled water tax?
Here, and I'm sure that's like a green initiative thing for single-use plastics and whatever. But like this is where I get so annoyed with the government in general because it's like I am taxed on everything, to your point, and all I hear about is the debt. Like the city, Cook County, Chicago, unbelievable debt, this big balloon looming. They can't pay it off, so they got to raise property taxes. I think we're as a country, like $39 trillion in debt or something.
Who even know that? That's all fake at this point.
I think, money's fake. Money's kind of a scam.
Yes, it doesn't even exist anymore.
exist.
It's just on a screen.
Yeah, it's just
it's all fake.
It's all
everything is fake.
Everything's fake. I've been saying money's fake for forever. Like I don't get. It's like, what do you mean it's tied to nothing? It's just like, oh, it's consumer. It's just confidence in it. So if we're all just like, I don't believe in it, the dollar would crash.
Yes, it doesn't exist.
When I have conversations like this, I get really worried that we're in end times. Because I do think that eventually, like,
we're in the end credits, I think.
Yeah, like the jig is gonna be up, and there's nothing coming behind it. And so when people are talking about like what's going on with Iran and It's like how the oil prices are going crazy, but then we like lifted sanctions on them so they could sell it. So there's more in the market, but then they're selling it directly to China and they're using the yuan, which hurts us because it threatens us as a Federal Reserve currency. And the only reason our economy still works and our dollar still works is because it's a Federal Reserve currency. Like if we lose that, I think we're just fucked. I think there is no more money. Like, and
I'm getting. This was bad. We shouldn't have done.
No. Speaking of the money part, though, so when you go, this thing where you go with the bank, right?
What do you mean this thing?
Well, you go. Let's say we'll use round numbers again. You deposit $100 in the bank.
Okay.
Okay. They can loan out 90% of that.
Yeah, they don't have any of it.
They don't have it.
That's why they're paying you interest.
Right. Okay. But then, so they give that. Let's say they give $90 of it out. That person who received the $90 loan can then put it in the bank. So it's all fake. It's just on transaction.
Yeah.
So they put $90 in the bank to set up something else. They can take 90% of that. So now it's just like and that can go on forever.
Yeah.
So they're like, that's what I mean, where there's really there's nothing.
Yes.
There's no money anywhere.
I
if,
know.
If there was like if people just
by the way, the money you're depositing in the bank is already, you're just putting it from this number on the screen to the other screen. It's not even you're going to deposit it.
Right. So it's all digital, which I understand too. But like in theory, if it was like an actual, even if this would apply, even if it was a hard currency, because it's just like they're just loaning it out and could just be paper.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So I get my paycheck. It's deposited into my bank account.
Yeah.
I haven't used cash and I don't know how long. Everything I do, I just tap my phone. So I tap my phone to get the money from the bank that Barstool put in there that they just transferred from some other. How far back do I have to go before there was a real dollar? Is there ever one?
Well, I mean, that was Nixon. Took us off the gold standard.
Right.
So back then,
but I'm just saying literally, is there a physical dollar that is even at any point part of that?
So I'm sure you've seen like the mints where they actually like make the money and like comes out in like paper sheets, right? But when you talk about this is a thing that I don't understand. So where they're like, we need to take more money out of the system and they raise interest rates or whatever. I'm like, well, are they just slowing down like that? Because like no one uses cash anymore. So how do they even keep track?
It's just all banks. I forget what the number is. Look up the number of what percentage of bills we have in circulation are hundreds. It's like 95%. It's all $100 bills because it's just the banks. Like all the cash we have isn't even.
I don't even know what you're saying right now.
You're saying, where is the money going because nobody uses cash?
Yeah.
All the cash is just in banks. It's all $100 bills. If you see the money we print, it's just all hundreds.
Okay.
Like the ones and 20s that you have in your pocket is like 5% of our cash reserves.
Why is it all in hundreds?
Because the only time the cash like even exists is going from bank to bank.
Okay.
Like it never even really goes out into circulation. I believe that's check me on that.
Well, I'm going to look up something else. What percentage of money in the U.S. system is physical cash?
As of 2025, $100 bills accounted for approximately 83% of the total value of all U.S. currency in circulation.
Cash in circulation, roughly 2.1 trillion in U.S. currency is in circulation, with about 50 to 70% of these notes held outside of the United States. This is like,
where's that?
I don't know. I'm reading these things, and I feel like I understand less than 1% of this.
Yeah. What does this mean?
I don't know.
That's the point, Chief. That's what they want. They want you to not know. And even though it might be a simple concept, they want you to not know, so then you don't ask questions because you're like, well, I don't get it.
Here, watch your basketball.
But I'm not afraid to sound or look stupid.
I'm not saying you do, but that's what they want. That's like how investment banking and shit works. They just use fancy fucking words to throw you off. It's not a complex topic. They're just like using fancier and crazier terms to throw the common man off.
Yeah, so then I just go and watch the tournament.
Yes.
And
yeah, enjoy.
Fat.
Now, with that said, Vols are in the Sweet 16. I'm excited about it. I'm still going to watch.
Yeah.
But
two things can be true at once.
But at some point, I mean, this is crazy. What's going on?
This is what I mean. And like, I don't understand. like someone there. To me, like the government shouldn't be allowed to just run on credit. Like that.
Well,
I understand.
We're past that.
Oh, I know we're way past that, but it's just like, and then I remember watching this. Oh, what was that show? It was a bad show. I liked the first season, Newsroom.
Oh,
remember that show?
Terrible
that's going viral
show
on Twitter right now. The concept of the Newsroom.
The show with was it Jeff Daniels?
Yeah.
Okay, what's going viral about it?
That people are saying they need the pit, but for a local newsroom, and they're like, no, we had that. It was the Newsroom. It was really bad. And then someone posted the scene of spoiler, I don't know, of the people on
10
the
years old, so.
people on the plane telling the pilot that they killed Osama bin Laden.
It's one of the worst scenes in the history of television.
And it was like remarkably uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, but to your point before about how they try to make it complicated, it was Olivia Munn.
Yes.
Talk about how unrealistic TV can be. Was a financial analyst. And someone was like, well, why isn't it just the same as like balancing your checkbook? She's like, it's 13 million times more difficult to balance the federal government. But it's like, it should just be money in, money out. And like World War II, I remember reading somewhere that part of the reason why they decided to drop the nukes on Japan was like, we are out of money. Like we've done and they would raise money through war bonds where people would buy like a savings bond that went to the War Department for munitions and tanks and planes and everything like that. And then it was like, look, we just don't have enough money in the reserves to invade Japan. So let's drop these bombs to see if we can get them to just quit. And we also didn't think that we could conquer all of Japan before the Russians just tried to jump in like the north of Japan too. So it's just like, we're kind of like up against the clock. And it's like, well, what do you mean? The government doesn't run out of money. But like, a generation ago, or I don't know, 80 years ago, that was a real concern and the biggest conflict in the history of the world, that it was going to end over capital. But it's like something switched where now it just doesn't matter.
And we probably had who knows how much money.
We had Fort Knox, which is now empty, obviously.
It's all empty, brother.
That's what I mean, but
there's
just like,
nothing anywhere.
That's what I mean, where I get scared that
Dead
like
internet.
eventually like the jig is up, and it's just like we're just gonna enter into some feudal chaos state, where it's just like everyone's talking about support your local and buy local. We will not have a choice in the near future, where it's just like everything is gone because everyone's just like, this is fake. We're gonna be back on a barter system.
Yeah, what happens when it all goes
Jesus.
to shit? Like, do we go back to the 1500s?
Dark Ages, yeah. I don't know.
I think I'm going to make the mistake that everyone made in 2008. I feel like it's kind of too big at this point to have that happen.
And you're a nothing ever happens guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think now the economy might collapse. To what degree that happens, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't think we could ever go like that. It would stop existing.
So that I have a fundamental issue with how 2008 was handled, as I'm sure you do too. But there's that thing called it's like the Tower of Babel, right, or Tower of Babel, where it's like too big to fail is not really ever a thing. It's always historically, and there are many examples throughout history where it's so big that it has to fail, that it can't like sustain itself because it's too big and too far-reaching, and then eventually it just collapses on the weight of itself. And I think this whole thing is just like artificially propped up.
That's what that fucking freak Sam Altman says about AI, that it's too big to fail, and then that
I think we should let that fail.
That's another scam.
Yeah,
that's a
and
bubble.
then
Another
he's like,
scam.
the government will bail us out. That's what he says. He's like, well,
because I don't blame him for saying that, because there is precedent for that. But it's like,
why
if
is
AI
that my problem?
It's not, and it shouldn't be.
But I'm
And
gonna have to fucking pay taxes for when OpenAI like collapses under the pressure of it ruining my dearly beloved state of Ohio from their fucking data centers. Then I gotta fucking pay taxes on the fact that OpenAI filed for bankruptcy because they have
You shouldn't.
zero profit.
So
Why
we
is that
have
my
to-
problem?
we
They
have
also
to-
want to charge you as a utility.
Right,
as
and they
well.
want to take my brain and they want to sell it back to me. I see you, Sam Altman.
say the devil incarnate.
Literally.
like that guy.
Like nobody likes him.
No.
And not only that,
Do you not? Oh, I can't. I can't get on it with him. Like he genuinely makes me more. Him and Sean Duffy. I feel like I'm the only one talking about how awful Sean Duffy is sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Those two fuckers. I want them taken down.
I don't know enough about Sean Duffy. What's his face when we flew out to San Francisco was sitting ahead of Nicky Smokes, Mayor Pete, on our flight out to San Francisco for the Super Bowl. I was like, "Do you know who that is?" He's like, "No."
He's the one that used to make all this shit happen.
Correct.
That's, as we sit here talking about all this.
You miss Pete Buttigieg?
Hell no. Why?
Because he kept.
We had a lot of problems under him, but not that it's even all his fault or Sean Duffy's fault. Like, either way, I'm envious of the life of someone like a Nicky Smokes. He doesn't know any of this shit's going on.
Rico Bosco doesn't know who Bibi Netanyahu is.
Stop.
He asked us.
Zero chance.
I posted a clip about it today. He said, "Who's that Benjamin Netanyahu?" He didn't know how to say his name. He didn't know who it was. He thought it was the Hasidic Jewish rapper from like 20 years ago.
He was doing it.
Oh, the guy we talked about on this show.
Mitzin Yahoo or whatever.
Yeah, Modest Yahoo. Because I remember hearing it. I was like, that sounds like Netanyahu's name.
That's got to be a bit, though, right?
I don't think so.
He said, I don't do politics.
But, like, it's not even...
Do you think Nicky Smokes knows who Benjamin Netanyahu is?
Oh, I think Smokes does.
Probably because the Milk Boys have him on.
Very true. Good one, Mackenzie.
I think Smokes is actually, like, peripherally aware of some things that Rico isn't.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But it's like...
Smokes doesn't watch as much ball. His brain isn't taken up by ball like Rico's is.
Yeah, but, like, Benjamin Netanyahu...
Big guy right now.
But also, he's largely been in power. I think he had a little, maybe like a 4 or 8 year gap where he wasn't the prime minister of Israel, but he's had like 2 different stints. He's been around since I was a kid. Like, he's been around since the 90s. Yeah. Did you guys see that story where he had the Lewinsky tapes before they were public because he tapped the White House phones when Clinton was in office?
What?
And he blackmailed Clinton?
What?
Let me pull this up.
Also, speaking of, have we seen him? Is he alive? Do we know?
Yeah, he did a video with Mike Huckabee, of course.
Oh, but people think that might not be real.
Oh, is that right? See,
Well, that one looked real, but then he did a press conference, or not even a press conference, like a recorded video after, and his suit jacket sleeve moved weird, like it was AI.
This is from Drop Site News. Did Benjamin Netanyahu blackmail Bill Clinton over the Monica Lewinsky sex tapes? It's a scandal that has been lost to contemporary memory. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was alleged to have blackmailed then-President Bill Clinton by revealing to him that Israel had collected tapes of phone sex calls between the 42nd president and White House intern Monica Lewinsky. Clinton met with Netanyahu in the Oval Office in February 1997. Subsequently, according to testimony Lewinsky gave at a special House counsel, Clinton's Secretary Betty Curry reached out to Lewinsky to invite her to an Oval Office meeting, telling her Clinton had something important to tell her. So, like, that's the I'd have to read this entire article, I guess, which I don't want to do. But that's what they're saying. In April, Netanyahu and Clinton met again for a private visit on a Saturday, May 1997. Clinton had invited Curry and Lewinsky to the White House. During that visit, he broke up with her, Lewinsky testified. Damn.
What could have been?
Yeah.
I mean, do you know who John Kiriakou is?
Oh, he's the TikTok CIA guy.
He's our white whale to get on this show, and I need it. I'll pay him personally. I don't care. I need him on this show.
He's like the most accidentally hilarious guy of all time.
He's the man.
Yeah.
He says that we give Israel like 95% of our intelligence, which we don't do for anyone else. And he said they have spies living in the United States to get the other 5%.
So they just got it all.
Yeah. He's like, they want everything.
I don't know what we're doing with that.
I mean, we got a lot going on.
We got a lot going on.
Chappell Roan.
Yeah. Next
she was mean to the 11-year-old Jorginho's kid. Yeah. That's what I got. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I've learned recently, I just don't have to have a take on everything. The Chappell Roan thing Doesn't concern me. Not gonna make my day one way or another if Chappell Roan was slightly rude to Jude Law's 11-year-old daughter. I'm just gonna keep.
Wait. Jude
I
Law.
thought it was Jude Law's kid. Or no, sorry,
No,
it
it
was
was a soccer
it was the-
player.
Jorginho.
Yeah,
What did I
Jorginho.
think it was Jude Law for? Oh, just kidding then. But like,
I don't know. Shout out the holiday though.
shout out. But like that kind of stuff, I've learned I can't care about all of it. I don't care if Chappell Roan. I like her music. I can't.
Yeah, she's got hits.
Yeah, like that again. If she was
Or one hit.
if she was hitting children, maybe
That's a problem.
That's a problem. This, I've got a TSA line to think about in 2.5 weeks. Like I actually can't be bothered with this right now.
Of the things that celebrities have been accused of doing
Yeah.
to children lately,
That's one
this one's pretty far
Yeah.
down the list.
This is okay.
Yeah, I don't need this one to dominate the headlines.
Right.
Let's go back to the other
Right.
issues.
Wait.
Right.
Speaking of, I think you guys might have talked about this while I was gone last week. Duggar.
No, we did. It happened like Thursday or Friday.
What was this?
Oh, you don't know about the Duggars?
a new Duggar predator has entered the portal.
Oh,
And his wife.
Well, that's different, but she's arrested too, but not for the same things. Well, not for all of the same things that he got arrested. for.
I think it was like endangerment to children.
Well,
or
right.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. So this has been what's been on my brain all weekend. My whole TikTok is just the Duggar thing. So Joseph Duggar,
mm-hmm.
got arrested for. So he got arrested for a charge in Florida. They live in Arkansas. For something that happened, I believe in 2020 or 2021, 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Of, I want to get the charge right, touching a minor inappropriately. I just want to make sure I get the absolute charge right.
It says Duggar was the charges come a day after her husband Joseph Duggar was charged with molestation.
Yes.
Lewd and lascivious
Yes,
behavior
lewd.
involving unlawful sexual activity with a
Yes.
minor.
So it was said that in, I believe it was somewhere in Florida, some beach in Florida, Panama City, Panama Beach, in 2020, this happened. He molested the girl while on vacation with her family, and she was 9 years old at the time, I believe.
Ugh.
And so that was one charge that he is going to get extradited to Florida for.
Okay.
Now, because of that, and because it was with a minor, they have to, I guess, under the law, I think in Arkansas, they have to search your house if you have a minor living in the house, and he has 4 children, to make sure that obviously this is not happening within the home as well. So then him and his wife also got charged with 4 counts of false imprisonment of a child, and what was the other charge? Child endangerment. Now, him and his wife both got charged for that because in the IBLP, which is the cult that they are a part of, which we've had an episode on this before. Are you familiar with the Duggars at all, Chief?
It's like one of those things where I know they had a show, but I never watched it. And I'm reading this article as we're talking, and he was alleged to have molested 4 of his sisters. It was 19 kids and counting.
Well,
But, like,
that's Josh.
like-
That's the brother molested
Yeah.
4 of the sisters. This is the other one. I don't.
okay.
And I think
This is a different guy?
yeah, this is the second.
Yeah,
brother.
this is a second brother.
Okay.
So one's a black sheep. 2, we're sensing a pattern. So the false imprisonment and child endangerment in the IBLP, which is the religious cult that they are a part of and high up in, they have these crazy, crazy, crazy rules for disciplinary actions against your children. Some of them teeter on the line of child abuse. And one of them is putting locks on the outside of your children's bedroom doors and locking them in their bedroom at night. But you get charged because obviously fire code,
Yeah.
and if your child
that's
needs
insane.
something, obviously. So they both got charged for that because obviously both of them are adults in the home. So she's not getting charged for the sexual misconduct with the child. She's getting charged for the false imprisonment charges. And it is said it is because of the locks on the outside of the door, which is crazy. But I have no sympathy for the man that you horrible, 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 evil stuff.
Yeah.
The woman is also from the same religious cult. She grew up like this in this world where these types of things, the locks on outside of the door, also the Duggar parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, have been on air talking about these practices to keep the boys and the girls away from each other at night because they don't want them intermingling alone. Because also their son, Josh, the first one, snuck into his sister's rooms at night and touched them. So you got to put locks on the outside of the door for your son that molests his sisters. You grow up like that, and they would say, we don't have the girls sit on boys' laps. We don't have the girls and the boys play together by themselves. All of this weird that you have to think that much about boys and girls being inappropriate with each other at a young age. So how it's so wrong. You should not do that to your children. This woman grew up in a world where this is
the norm.
What you do. This is how you train your children. This is Bill Gothard, who's the head of the IBLP. This is how he says to discipline your child. You grew up in this cult. Who are you to disobey who you think is this like prophet?
Yeah.
So it's a crazy, crazy story. But this is the second son in the Duggar family out of the 19 that has now been arrested for inappropriate relations with minors. Which is so crazy and so sad. And unfortunately, it makes me think like
it was probably going on.
Well, it's probably going on. And also, if they're on, it was on family vacation.
Yeah.
It was with another family member as well. Also, this feels like if it's two, where is this like pattern stemming from?
That's what I mean. Maybe it started with the parents. Is that what you're trying to speculate?
I'm not even
towards?
trying to like. I think they've done. They have a lot to answer for as well, just in life. But it is what's going on.
Well, there was a book excerpt from one of their cousins.
Oh, Amy,
who would be on the show, and she was like the cool hip cousin that was like
secular.
Yeah, like she would be like, "We're gonna go to the movies" and shit like
Ooh.
that. Yeah. And so, and I guess she wrote a book and said that she wasn't allowed to be anywhere near the grandfather.
Alone. Yeah.
That her grandma was like, "Yeah, you're not."
Yeah, you can't wear a bathing suit in front of your grandpa. You can't sit on his lap.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So it feels like it's the sick pattern that's interwoven within this. I don't know if it's within the whole cult or this familial tree. It's disgusting. But I wanted to see if you guys had touched on that because that's been hitting my timeline a lot.
No, it was after we recorded.
Have you guys seen that other, I think it was a Hulu documentary?
Shiny Happy People?
It was like another like weird Utah
FLDS?
child abuse cult.
FLDS maybe? With Warren Jeffs?
But it was the same thing. Like this woman started basically, she was abused, and then there was this mom who I think that they had like 4 kids or something like that, and they had like a big YouTube channel.
Oh,
with
8 Passengers. Yeah.
Yes.
Ruby
yes.
Frankie.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
She's Mormon.
We've done an episode
Oh,
on the
yeah.
kidfluencers.
We know it. Yeah, we know her.
Yeah.
They
like,
were just beating the hell out of their kids.
Yeah.
But then like to the point like that they had like the self-help kind of culty.
Well, then the therapist moved in.
The therapist moved in.
And then they started being
abusing
allegedly
the kids,
lesbian
locking the
children.
kids. Yes, that too.
Yes.
To the point that like the husband had to move. He was forced to move out of the house and had no idea what was happening to his kids because he hadn't seen them in a year because the therapist had like stolen the mom's brain.
And now they're in jail together.
And now they're in jail
Yes.
together.
Oh, yeah. So they're Mormon.
Devil in the Family,
Yeah.
The Fall of Ruby Frankie.
She's fucking nutty. And
insane.
I had watched her YouTube videos before. I mean, I watched 19 Kids Accounting growing up like crazy.
Yeah, that was a huge show, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. They were, and that was another thing. They were making money hand over fist. And I think some of the girls said when they
got married.
Yeah, and they were like, we'll still be on the show, but like we're adults. Like if you want us on the show, like you have to give us something.
Yeah.
And the dad was like, no.
And the dad, Chief, listen to this. Jim Bob Duggar, on the morning of all of the kids' weddings, would come to them and present them a contract and would basically signing this contract. And it's the morning of your wedding, would basically funnel all of the kids' earnings from the show back to him. It was basically them signing away their guaranteed money that they made from doing the show. So all of these girls are, the girls in the family, I mean, the boys are young too, but the girls in the family are 19, 20 years old getting married, have never been to a normal school, don't have a college education, don't have a job. And
So,
then
like, not equipped to be signing.
Then,
Yeah.
boom, you're taking their one lump sum of money that they have earned from growing up in front of a television camera. And they don't really have the full necessary processing tools to understand what's going on. Also, on the morning of their wedding. So then they're like, well, now I'm shit out of luck and I have no money and I'm 19 and I don't know how to read above a 7th grade level. And they've had to all like figure it out.
All right. What's going well? Is anything going well? Think of something that's going well.
I mean, Jacoby Gillespie's
Tennessee
playing great.
basketball.
Yeah, Tennessee
Yeah.
basketball. That
Um,
Gillespie kid couldn't stop. Was he the one that scored all those points against Miami?
Yeah, he destroyed
Yeah.
y'all. Other than
It's
that,
spring.
Kind
Not
of.
really.
yeah, I don't know.
Legally.
Opening day this
Legally.
week, which I know
Opening
you're not
day.
happy about, but
I mean, I'm glad it's back, but I just wish it was in like second week of April.
you saw that Spencer Strider got hurt today.
No.
Just real quick for anyone that cares, since the start of spring training, Ha-Sung Kim, who the Braves signed this offseason, slipped on a patch of ice in Korea and tore a ligament in his finger. Jurickson Profar was suspended the entire season for doing PEDs twice. They've had 4 starting pitchers hurt. For one tore his ACL trying to cover first base, out the whole year. Schwellenbach and Waldrop, who were supposed to be really good, are both out indefinitely. And then today, Spencer Strider has an oblique strain, and he will start the year on the IL.
So I don't have to worry about the Braves for a wild card run.
They're like 19-6 in spring training, which means nothing. But
Yeah.
the offense has been good. They just we have no idea who's going to pitch. So
That's a problem.
yeah. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. Get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand's style. Best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. Shopify is always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer support. Tackle all those important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. Everything is all in one place, making your life easier and your business operations smoother. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/dose. Go to shopify.com/DOSE. That's shopify.com/dose. Going well. I hear people have you seen this Project Hail Mary movie? I see people
No.
talk about that. I don't know what it's about. I just keep seeing people talk about it.
It's Ryan Gosling is
Okay.
I believe a middle school science teacher, and they basically I don't know, it's a book that they adapted, but he's a middle school science teacher, and basically NASA sends him up into space to like save the world.
I'm on the
Sick.
fence about seeing it.
I've
I
seen
thought you were going to say you're on the fence about saving the world.
Oh, no.
Just
We
let
need
it-
someone.
Let it go.
I might decide to, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a Ryan Gosling space movie.
I feel like he hasn't been in anything in a while. Am I wrong
I
about
mean, he was in
that?
Barbie.
Oh yeah, I didn't end up seeing that.
I think it's a great movie.
I'm not I don't have an opinion because I didn't see it, but
The Fall Guy, he was like a stunt guy in that. That was like 2 years
Okay.
ago. I don't think he had anything come out last year. But I mean, Barbie was probably
Gosling.
like his most
yeah,
recent
I
huge
forgot.
thing.
Yeah. Because that was the same time as Oppenheimer, right?
Barbenheimer, yeah.
Correct.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
But yeah, he unfortunately, beautiful man, too much cheek filler.
Oh, he's one of those.
Too much cheek filler.
both of those movies, by the way, don't think I'd ever watch again.
Which ones?
Barbie, obviously, but Oppenheimer, good movie. Don't know that I'd ever sit down and watch it again.
I watched it a second time because I think I've told somebody this story before, but I went to the Music Box Theater for that because they were showing it in like the 38 millimeter film, 35, whatever. And it's right up the street from my house. So I'm like, I'll go there. It's a cool old theater. I'd been there for small productions before, and then it was 3 hours of just sitting on my balls and sweating my ass off in the middle of summer. So I'm like, I hate this movie. This movie stinks. And then I saw it on like Amazon Prime one day when I was a little bit hungover on a Sunday morning. I'm like, you know what? Pretty good film. So
yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's long. A lot of. I might watch it one more time in like 10 years.
I didn't need any of the storyline with Robert Downey Jr. I decided.
Yeah.
That whole thing. I'm like, I don't care about this guy. Just make the bomb.
Yeah.
Could have cut an hour out of that movie.
Could have used a big boom too. They went silent.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it.
Well, then maybe they could have, show the Japan part too.
Yeah. No chance they were going to do that.
Give us 3 booms.
Yeah. Anyway.
Is there any real video of that anywhere? Of those ones?
I don't know. There's pictures of like
the devastation. It looks.
No, but like there's a picture of like the mushroom cloud, right?
But I thought that was a test site.
Oh.
Maybe
so. This picture's like from the sky, which makes me think it could have been from a plane.
Okay.
Or I guess it would have to be from a plane, but from one of our planes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're terrifying.
Yeah, not what you want.
No.
I mean, I had some other stuff, but are there any more scams?
I mean, I'm endless.
Yeah, but just that are really sticking in my craw right now.
See what the internet says for scams. I think we covered the big ones.
Yeah. I have a couple more, but
I mean,
big trouble.
Your student loans are a scam. Those are a scam.
And do you know, pull this up. There's a chart. Google like cost of college chart when student loans are introduced. If you look at the cost of college, at the exact point the government started paying for it,
which is not that long ago,
went straight up.
Yeah. The introduction and expansion of student loans have correlated with a steep, sustained rise in college tuition, which increased by 93.2% from 05-06 until 2026. And that is just because there's more money available and it's easier to get.
Yeah, I mean, if you can if the government's going to let you take out unlimited money, then guess what the schools are going to charge? Unlimited.
Correct.
I'm looking for this. Starting July 1st, 2026, federal law school student loans will undergo a major restructuring. Graduate Plus loans will be eliminated, capping federal borrowing at $50,000 annually for JD students. You know what all the law school prices went to immediately?
Oh, well, you don't say.
$50,000.
Yeah. This is like another one of those things where it's
But a lot of them went down, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Right.
Like, because that's what they know people can pay.
Correct.
A scam I was thinking about.
Okay.
It's a future scam that fucker Sam Altman was talking about.
Okay.
Universal basic income. This might be not lib of me. I'm not quite sure.
I'm fascinated to hear what this is.
Okay. So Sam Altman has talked about that his shit is going to take all the jobs and there will be no jobs and no one's going to have a job because his computers are going to do all of it. Correct? And he said that the government should introduce universal basic income so these poor people who lose their livelihoods based on his stupid idea can live. Correct?
Yeah. Yes, I've heard that.
Okay. This may be anti-lib of me. Wouldn't that just, if universal basic income is introduced, wouldn't that just drive up the cost?
Yes.
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 Exactly what we just described with college.
Of everything. Yeah, that's what made me think. That's what made me think of it. Where it's like universal basic income, wouldn't that just drive up the cost of everything? They will keep you poor no matter what.
Housing, same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, housing, same thing. Is that anti-lib of me?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's common sense.
But I don't get the universal basic income thing that he is introducing as like, well, they'll just have to give everyone the money. Baby, they'll just price you out still. There is no such thing as universal basic income because like money is not a fixed thing.
Right. So you would, if you were to do that, you would probably also have to have price fixing,
Right, like you can't
on particular
like
goods,
groceries or something.
which would be the end of everything.
Well, Sam Altman's literally gonna kill us all. Like that's like the end of it. Like he's the end for us.
But like this is one of those things where it's just like let the bubble pop. Like the AI bubble pop. So the
Boo-hoo.
thing that's gonna all the people who are making things are to take everyone's job are gonna lose their job. All right, how about you guys go first? You guys are out of a job. We don't have this AI. Who cares? The only other problem with that is then these countries like China, who are everything is just government funded, then they would in theory like win that race.
But what race are we racing there?
Nobody knows.
Like what's the race? Like death?
It's like that Geico commercial where the guy's like, I'll call you back. I have to get in a line. And he's like, what's everybody waiting in line for? And the girl goes, nobody knows. Just want to wait in the line.
But I think about that sometimes with him and him saying the universal basic income bullshit because I'm like, no, that's not that's not a real thing. Yeah, if you give the people who lose their jobs even $50,000, which they would never do, but let's just say they gave you $50,000, they're just gonna make everything.
It would drive the price up of everything.
Yeah, and then let's say I don't even want to put real people attached to it. Let's say worker A loses their job and has to get universal basic income. Worker B does not lose their job, and they make $85,000.
Yep.
It ends up hurting both of them because then worker B can't afford the stuff because worker A can't afford the stuff.
If you would like, you're starting to catch on a little bit. We can go further into some other issues if you'd like to be enlightened on some other stuff.
I'm okay.
No. But I think that.
But you know who gets rich? Sam Altman.
Sam Altman.
And frickin' Elon Musk and all of them.
Correct.
But that's big T. But I'm going to bring it back. It's not left versus right. It's us versus them.
Correct. No one is on our side. No one is on the people's side. And you can. I do really think that most of the things that the left and right argue about are just a distraction.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Brother.
Like at the end of the day, I don't care about anything. I just want to be able to live more comfortably.
Brother. I agree.
Yeah. These political divisions should be based upon class. And once the people, but I also am worried that if like what we were talking about before, if everyone kind of banded together, like we could do, if there was like a social media where it's like the people have had enough, we could do a run on the banks and like the bank system would collapse. Like they would just be like, you don't have it. Like there is no money.
Every system in this country is just built on like, well, we hope that doesn't happen.
Right.
Do you know what percentage of court cases in this country go to trial?
No.
It's like less than 10. And I saw a lawyer asked one time, they're like, what would happen if everybody decided that they wanted to have a trial? He's like, nobody knows. Like we couldn't do it. Like
violation of the Bill of Rights. You won't have a speedy trial. I promise you that.
Yeah, no, they're like, no, we couldn't do it. Banks, same thing. If everybody decided they want their money out of the bank, best of luck. Doesn't exist. It's not there.
Right. So like the banking, like it would collapse.
Quickly.
Quickly. Yeah. Like in a day. If everybody was just like, give me my money, collapse. Because there would be no more money.
100%. Welcome to America.
It's all an illusion.
I mean,
I love the idea of it. I love the like.
It's still better than most places, but.
And then you know what? Because of all of the bad, like that's when I say I'm just gonna go buy myself like a coffee or like buy myself a little treat because all these fuckers are gonna ruin my life anyway. Like at least let me have.
Enjoy simple pleasures.
Like God, let me buy the flowers that are a little bit too expensive because you know what?
Because money's fake anyway.
Because money is fake anyways, but you know what's real? Flowers.
That's true.
And
just take it from this tab, put it over to this one. It's all nothing's real.
Mm-hmm. I know we need to say something fun and nice though, because this is
we went
really
down a dark path.
Find Jesus. Go to church. That's all you can do.
I think there is some truth to that.
Mm-hmm. Go have fun with your friends.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. Go outside and be with friends and not online. I got a brick.
What's that?
Oh, you don't know about the brick?
No.
I got a brick.
It is. How much do those cost?
$60.
Okay, so it's a $60 piece of
That's
plastic
crazy.
that you tap. You can
It's bad,
set it
guys.
to be like disable Twitter,
TikTok,
yeah, whatever you want on your phone. You tap your phone on it, and those won't work on your phone until you tap the brick again. So you can like tap it when you leave your house, and you won't be able to access whatever you told it until you get home, or whenever.
Can you override it?
There's emergency unbricks, but there's only a certain number you get.
It's like a big trade goes down.
So, like,
It's
yeah,
an
if you
emergency.
forget,
Right.
Yeah.
But my scrolling is so bad, I'm going to try to brick.
Okay. How long have you had the brick?
It comes tomorrow. I don't have it yet.
Okay.
I ordered it, though.
What are you gonna?
Brick.
Yeah.
TikTok, for sure.
Okay.
TikTok, for sure. Probably Instagram, because I feel like if I don't have TikTok, I'll just go to my terrible Instagram Reels algorithm. So that'll be gone. I don't go on Twitter on the weekends for my one, mental health, but two, like I usually just use Twitter for work anyway, so I'm not usually on Twitter after hours, honestly.
That's good.
Which helps my brain a lot. Honestly, TikTok and Instagram would probably be my biggest ones. I'll probably just brick Twitter for the hell of it because I'm there. And start there and like see.
You can always post from your computer too. If you
Yeah,
had to
and that's
post
what I do
something.
anyways. Like if I'm on Twitter, it's 95% of the time on my computer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with those and like see like what I do. I just, it's so bad. My screen time is so bad, and I do it for work. Like I do this for work. I'm on social media all day for work. I need to detach.
When you get those reports like that push
Makes me sick to
notification
my stomach.
from Apple on Sunday, what's your number?
I don't want to say.
I'll say if you say.
You say it first.
All right. So I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down off of like my historic norms, but I'm sitting at about 6 hours a day.
Okay.
Oh,
Mine-
I don't know what mine's at,
Me
but I
neither.
guarantee it's way higher than
It's
that.
at about 8.
Okay.
Where do I find this settings?
Yeah, wait, where do you find this?
Just search in your settings
just
screen
get-
time.
Yeah, I get the push notification.
I get a push notification every Sunday morning, which all like smacks me in the ass. I'm like, God damn.
Because I during football season, because I try not to use it on Sundays as much,
Mm-hmm.
but during football season that was impossible, obviously. That I was over 9 hours a day
Yeah.
on my phone.
And like,
so I'm like, I got to make some changes.
yeah, like I was,
This is why I got a sauna too. I got a sauna. I put it
mhm.
in my second bedroom, and my phone can't go in there. It can connect to the Bluetooth, so I can listen to a show or a podcast. But it'll melt if it's in there. So I usually just bring a book and I just sit in there, and that's like at least a 45-minute break.
Oh, I'm only at 5:40.
I'm only
There
at
you go.
4:13. That's shocking to
for
me.
today.
Get
But is
back
it
to
today or
work.
is it on average?
Daily average.
Damn. Yeah, no, my brain is melted plastic at this point probably,
Yeah,
which is why I just want to try it and see
I like this plan for you.
thank
Please
you,
report back.
how I can detach. I'm actually nervous I'm going to go into like a withdrawal, which is going to be really, really scary and sad if I like am genuinely like tweaking out over it. But I feel like if I do it at least like at night before I go to bed, in order to not scroll before bed as much,
Yeah.
and then like maybe a Sunday
I think that's good.
while I clean my house,
yeah.
spend time with loved ones, get ready for the next week ahead. I just fear it's not going to get better if I don't do something about it in a concrete way.
I like it.
Thank you.
Please report
I
back.
will. I
Just in person. I don't want to look at your phone to send a text.
no, yeah. I'll see you.
She'll her text.
But that's my
Yeah.
my positive attribute or my positive outlook is I can knock this screen time down like a couple
I
hours.
wonder if this will be like a person getting off of drugs, where it's like
I'm nervous it's
real-
gonna be.
Well, where it's really hard at first, and then you're just like, and you like turn, like
I see
where you don't.
a lot of people that I follow. Funnily enough, I see a lot of TikTok influencers that I follow do this, and they are like, I brick the whole weekend. That might be a later down the line thing
Yeah.
for me, but they are like, my brain feels less foggy. I wake up better in the morning.
Oh, I'm
Like
sure.
I have like actual physical cognitive differences that I can feel.
Yeah.
And even if that's placebo, which I don't think it is, I think if you're just not on your phone as much, like, you're going to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the placebo. I don't care.
Yeah. Whatever works.
Right. And like nicer weather's coming.
Yep.
Let me get bricked and then go outside.
Get bricked up.
And then be.
It's actually crazy. I bet that company is raking it.
Yeah,
up.
it's literally just plastic. And then it's like, I think it basically scans it like a QR code, I think is how it works. But I'll let you know. But yeah, I paid $60 for it. But like the screen time thing on Apple, you would just press ignore. Like there's no barrier there.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. That's my one positive thing.
Okay.
I'm going to get bricked.
I like it.
Thanks.
I'm not going to do it.
No.
No, I would never.
And look, who's to say I'm going to stick with it? I hope I do.
Yeah.
But if I put it on my fridge and I see it every day.
I think that helps too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to, I don't know. I wish there was a way to.
Because I see all this shit all the time. Makes me sad.
I know. And it's like, I listen to Rogan on occasion, and like, he just doesn't do social media. He's got the biggest podcast in the world. Never has to like do anything to promote it. He's just like, I envy the people who have social media where they just have someone else managing their shit, and they just don't have to worry about even being on for promotion themselves.
I was going to say, people just rip Joe Rogan's clips like and post them themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's got like his, 2 or 3 guys in his team that will post things, and he just doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. And he makes millions of dollars.
Hundreds of millions.
Really?
Yeah, he signed up. His Spotify deal was $200 million, and then he got a second one. So
But we could also have desk jobs and be super bored every day. So
True.
that too.
True.
I'd rather do this, and I've had those jobs.
right.
They weren't for
Yeah.
me. So I do love this job, but there are elements
Yes,
where it's like,
For sure.
I like sitting and chatting with you guys, but I don't necessarily
There's
need to be reading.
Well,
all the
hope so,
terrible
because may
things.
need you Thursday. So
Thursday.
we'll
Yeah.
record on Wednesday.
Yeah. Should be fine.
What do you want to do the show on?
We already did.
I mean, I
scams.
feel like we gotta find a scam,
scam,
just
yeah.
something we hate.
I got plenty of things that I
All right, we'll talk about it. We'll see if we can get maybe one more person in here on
Yeah.
Wednesday. I guess that'll do it for today. I had some things on this list like a regular show, but then we kind of just
pivoted.
yeah, and I'm glad we did.
Me
We
too.
talked some things out.
We didn't get anywhere, but it felt good to get it off your chest. We're not solving any problems.
I mean, what when are we gonna get? How could we?
Oh, well, we converted one person today. She's
Yeah,
no
that's
longer
true.
a lid.
Listen,
Okay. Look.
Just come in the middle. Come over here in the middle.
And
I can't
do
vote middle.
I think I might just not vote anymore.
I love.
I'm thinking about
We
that.
count that Republican.
Yeah, we count
We
those.
count
Those
those.
are
Vote
both.
30 Rock.
I would vote if. No, I don't even want to say
what?
it.
What?
No,
what,
I
what?
love voting. It's like I love
What?
fulfilling a civic duty like that. That's awesome.
But
to me.
but if because I voted for Trump last time, I'm deeply disappointed in his administration.
Good.
Correct.
So it just feels
Good on the
like
disappointment. Sorry.
what's that?
Sorry.
But it's just like I just feel like there's nobody to vote for ever. And it's not like I would go back and change it because I don't think it even matters.
Yeah, that's why I don't like what Trump is doing right now, but you can't say that because then they're like, see, told you. It's like, well, I find your alternative unfathomable. So
Right. You were running a guy that had dementia last time. Somehow he won. And then they were like, no, he's got too much dementia this time. So we'll have someone else who that's still not like a viable alternative. So it just, and the other thing, I feel like all the things that Trump ran on that I liked, he has done the opposite. It's done like the exact opposite. So I'm like, I voted for you, but not for this. And so it's just like, you can't trust anyone.
is that what you were going to say when you said you can't say it?
No, there is one person that I like, but I doubt he runs, and I doubt he gets any actual.
I doubt he runs. So it's not like a politician.
Oh,
per
he's a
se.
politician.
He is a politician.
And you doubt
I'm
he
trying to.
runs. And he's a Republican?
He's a Republican.
Is he in
He's been-
office now?
He is in office now. Trump hates his guts.
Thomas Massey?
Yes.
Oh, I could see him running.
I don't think he'll run.
Why not?
I don't know. I just have it, and I also he would have no shot in a Republican primary,
Right.
so he'd have to run as an
Independent.
independent, which they have scammed that, so you can't even be an independent really anymore. Like I don't think there will ever be a true third party candidate,
No.
like independent candidate.
Him going against Trump with the Epstein files is probably.
Yeah, I like him, and it's like, could we get something where it's like him and Ro Khanna just run together? And it's like, look, we don't agree on much, but this thing is so fucked
Former
that we're
guest
just
of the
Yeah,
show.
guest on.
yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of someone I'm like, yeah, I'm excited for them to run.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I like that James Tallarico, but I don't think he's going for
Yeah.
president right away.
The Texas
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, I don't know enough about him.
I like his. Again, I don't live in Texas, so I don't know, but I like how
What he has to say.
speaks and
Yeah.
is pretty normal.
You're not a Massey guy?
Oh, I don't. The little I know about him, I don't know enough to make a judgment. I'm not a
Okay.
Tallarico guy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
See, they still got me. I'm still a lib.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say Massey's a libertarian. And you can just get on that. You can just be a libertarian with Massey.
We got a long way to go before I can. Who cares, dude?
That's what I mean. That's why I'm saying
Who
I might not ever
cares?
vote again. Because it
There's-
just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It does.
You know what? I do think we got somewhere today. I think we arrived at a good conclusion and a good place to live your life. Well, maybe not a healthy understanding.
Yeah, I think I've gotten to the point where I just have to focus on trying to do the right things myself. On like a very small, like,
Yes.
treat my fiance well, treat my family well.
Congratulations.
congrats.
Thank you. We talked about that before, didn't we?
Not on.
Not on the
air.
show.
No?
show, yeah.
Okay.
We got
Um,
the exclusive info before it happened.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So yeah, just like try to do like the things that are in my immediate control. I want to try to do them as to the best of my ability.
Kill him with
Everything,
kindness.
I love that.
not even necessarily that. Sometimes you got to give people the what for. Like that's. I don't. Sometimes you got to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But just try to control what I can control, and then everything else is just beyond me. So I'm not going to worry about that as much.
All right. Well,
Period.
That's it.
great show, Chief. Thank you. We'll see you back this week.
I believe so. I might have a busy Wednesday with a couple of dog walk things, but yes, I'd love to be on the next episode if
All right.
available.
Thank you. We will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.